Now we're talking because we've got Ben Whittaker versus Arenyeka. Now this is an interesting one because I remember that press conference on Ben Whittaker's last fight. Arenyeka, I don't know if this was set up or not, but Arenyeka stormed the press conference and called him out, like shouted to Ben Whittaker, like called him out, and Ben was like, "Sure, I'll fight you then." Cool, and he got signed, and now they were fighting each other, and I like that. I respect that. Like, you know, the politics of professional boxing leave you like, it may take you years and years to actually find an appropriate fight, you know, or get paid a good amount, or get paid what you're worth, etc. So I respect that. One, Arenyeka has taken it into his own hands, and Ben Whittaker didn't shy away. He was just like, "Sure, whoever you are, I'll fight you." Maybe it was set up, but I don't think it was. So respect, and hopefully Arenyeka got a paycheck because he brought it on the fight. He's just nowhere near Ben's level. I couldn't find any amateur fights of Arenyeka. I don't know if he even has an amateur background, which is, you know, where you would learn to be a lot smoother with your techniques. He was, you know, jumping into shots a lot, very like not very crisp punches or crisp head movement or defenses, and I think that wore him down over 10 rounds. It was 10 rounds, wasn't it? Was it 12 rounds? Can't have been 12 rounds. I'm going to go with 10. I think it was 10 rounds. Yeah, anyway, Ben Whittaker couldn't get the stoppage. Wasn't able to get the stoppage. I don't know if he was trying. I do think that what Ben does sometimes is if something isn't going perfectly his way, he tries to play it off like he's toying with them, which maybe he is. But for this, I don't think he was. I think Arenyeka was just tough and did the basics, you know. Wasn't really there to be hit all the time, moved his head all the time, threw straight shots, and did catch Whittaker. Not of anything vicious, nothing that was going to even worry Ben Whittaker or even give him any sort of actual, you know, damage to his face. But he was landing shots at the end of the day. So I don't think it was an easy fight for Ben Whittaker, you know. Considering the other people Ben Whittaker just seemingly, literally, completely mocked for a few rounds and then knocks them out. He wasn't able to do this. And then that brings us on to the controversial stuff. You know, Ben Whittaker, he likes his showboating and stuff. And I don't blame him. Like, it's up to the ref, really. Does the ref want it or not? That's really the question, you know. Because at the end of the day, he's in there and not boxing every time he's showboating. But anyway, Arenyeka, Ben tried to do something like tried to like walk him to his corner, like teasing him a bit. So Arenyeka just headbutts him, and the ref didn't even care. He was just like, "Yeah, fair enough." And I think Ben Whittaker even was like, "Yeah, fair. That was probably a bit too far because that wasn't even during the fight. That was during the break." And he's invading his space and stuff. But then also Arenyeka threw like a elbow, like a spinning back elbow, and Ben kept his composure. Like, he didn't get angry. He didn't like lose his control or anything over that. He didn't get in a brawl straight afterwards. So I do think Ben can. And also at the start of the fight, Arenyeka was trying to wind him up as well. And I do think Ben can dish it as well as he can take it, to be fair. And he's quite humble after the fight. So, you know, he's getting all this stick about, oh, you know, should he or should he not do this? If this fight was based on pay-per-view points, right, or I don't know, like how much interest in the fight, he earns a commission on that, right? Arenyeka should thank him for Ben Whittaker doing all that stuff because it gets a lot of attention. But Ben Whittaker wasn't going to be able to do any like of his Prince Nassim stuff. He didn't do any of that really. You know, where you've seen it on TikTok where they make the edits where they go like anyway. Yeah, there's probably no edits can be made of that one. But yeah, so Arenyeka got a point deducted as well, and I think it was smooth sailing from Ben. Dominated the whole fight. Can't really complain. I do think Ben should have been able to get a stoppage, but then later in the rounds he did seem to slow down a bit until the very end when it looked like he was going to get a stoppage. When Arenyeka, I think, just completely used up his gas tank. But well done, Ben. You know, can't complain. He won. He won by unanimously. He controlled the fight the whole time. So, and I think Arenyeka, I mean, fair play to him for getting in there. But I think Arenyeka probably could get a decent fight next as well.